Hey guys, what's up? Everybody hear me in there? Somebody give me a 5 for 5 and we'll get going. Just need a 5 for 5 from somebody in there, and I get it. Probably not going to get a whole lot of people here. I haven't posted in almost 2 weeks. Well, I think it's been 2 weeks. But I just want to, pop on here. There is some stuff going on. We got a geomagnetic storm happening. Probably the cause of which would be a CIR, and we'll get into that in a minute. Good to see you, Julie, George. Who gets the cookie today? Let's see here. James, what's up? You get the cookie. That's right. Beach flower. Yeah, but before we get into this, obviously in my title there, you've seen the future of what's going to happen here on my channel. I'm going to change up a little bit. What I'm going to do is I am going to be doing a daily update video, which will be just straight data. Okay, it'll be me showing you this, going to this, going to this, going to this, going, the whole routine that we do, right? I will try to do it as precise and as quickly as I can, but I'm not going to rush, if you know what I mean. I don't want to rush through and people not understand what I'm saying. But I hope the video only lasts between 7-10 minutes at most. I just want to be able to do that for you guys. And I'm going to try to do probably 1 or 2, maybe 3 live streams a week. But you're going to see some, every day there's going to be a 5 to 10 minute update, space weather update video. Okay, it's just going to stick straight to this. It will be an upload to it. It will not be a live stream. So if you guys want notifications and stuff on that, guys, please click that bell. I don't ask for my own reasoning or whatever, but if you guys want to see when I do post, please hit that bell, and it's probably the easiest way you can do it. And obviously, guys, I can't guarantee you'll even get the notification. We all know how that goes. I'm not going to get into detail, but I do want to, put that out there. And, again, I haven't did nothing in about 2 weeks. After we had that geomagnetic G3 geomagnetic storm a couple weeks back, there really hasn't been a whole lot going on, with the exception of like earthquakes and stuff like that. Not a whole lot going on with space weather. The front of the sun just decided it wanted to die off for a little while. Actually, we were getting low enough conditions that we were starting to get a little concerned for cosmic rays. So, with all that being said, and again, guys, I don't look for there to be a whole lot of people in here, and I understand. So if you talk to somebody else that's here, that don't know that I'm making this change, just tell them that, what's going to happen. It's going to be a 5-minute video, 5 to 10 minute video every day, even on the weekends. I'm going to try to do this on the weekends also. There might be a day or two I miss in there once in a while, but I'm still going to do the live streams. Don't misunderstand. I'm going to do some live streams, because I think it's important to build connection, and I enjoy that, right? But that's just what it is. Hey, Grizzly, what's going on, man? Good to see you, Rhett. Good to see you. Hey, Miss V. Hey, George, Bradley, Julie. But anyway, guys, so I will be giving you an update here because we did have I don't want to call it unexpected. I think it was unexpectedly strong. Okay. It's not a big deal. We got into geomagnetic storm level, which we only hung out there very, very shortly. And I'll show you guys why. And I'll show you why I was talking about before. Hey, Verte. Why I was telling you that coronal holes are really one of the main culprits of geomagnetic storms. And we'll get into that in just a second. But again, just to reemphasize what, the change of the channel, it will be me going to doing update videos every day, 5 to 10 minutes. I will still explain if I need to. If something happens in between time, I definitely will come on and tell you guys. I've been kind of waiting on something that like this geomagnetic storm to do this. Hey, Ricky, good to see you. Ain't seen you in a minute. Hey, Modoc. And I know people don't like me squirreling to the chat. So this will help those people that don't like me squirreling over, right? Kool-Aid, that's right, brother. That is right, George. so yeah, guys. So that's what's going to happen, and I will be doing live streams too. Okay, I don't want, and I know I've repeated myself there 100 times, but I don't want people to get the wrong idea here. I just want to be able to do that and be able to still do this, because I'm involved with running the lifeboat channel too. So I'm kind of doing, pulling double duty here because I think they're both very, very important. Hey, David, what's going on? 10 for 10. All right. If you guys don't know what the lifeboat is, it's a recovery channel for recovering addicts or anybody that's addicted to anything. All that. It's more like a group. It honestly is. The chat over there is something like I've never seen before. I just have to be honest. I've seen a lot of it here on my channel, but we weren't talking about that subject. So it kind of carried over to there. You guys talk amongst yourselves here in the chat, and you guys are respectful. Same thing happens over there, but people are opening up big time over there right now. And because it's a safe place for everybody to be able to talk. We tried to facilitate that, and it's working. So I just wanted to say, point that out. And I'll show you the channel at the end of the video. But so just let me get into the space weather part of this. I know I've already went on probably 5 minutes here. How long we've been going? Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and go through this. This is the Schumann, basically the heartbeat of the Earth. If you want great Schumann information, go over to Verte's channel. He will be able to explain to you this tool and why we even look at it and what it means. It's the vibrational frequency that's bouncing around between the surface of the Earth and the ionosphere. Okay, they put this into the space stations, anything out in space. They pump this frequency there, and for people that work underground, because this can make you go crazy and get you physically sick. Space weather can make you sick, guys. Not just this. Space weather itself can make you sick. There's a lot of studies coming out, okay, and there are more and more every day. Yeah, I'm doing okay, Chris. And also a little bit there, guys. I'm fighting a kidney stone right now too. So that's kind of had me a little bit jaded. So, yeah, not sure if I'm going to have surgery yet or not. Hopefully not. It's a little over 4 millimeters big. Typically they will, I had one that was 5 millimeters before and I couldn't pass it and they had to go in and get it. So I'm hoping that usually the threshold is 5 to 6, but yeah, I went into extreme pain Friday afternoon, and it was bad. But thankfully, I'm not really in all that much pain right now. A little bit of residual pain. Anybody that's ever had kidney stones would understand what I'm talking about there. It's a hard thing to explain to somebody if you've never felt it. But anyway, hey, Bubba News, good to see you. So anyway, this is the Schumann, and obviously, guys, this is very, very nominal stuff. There isn't even things out of ordinary here hardly at all. We look for 7.83 because that's what we're told is supposed to be kind of like the ambient conditions for our biological bodies. We kind of require that. And I'm not sure exactly why we require that, if it's something we become used to as a species or if it's something that is just built into us. I don't know. That'd be a great question for Verte. But I do understand that when this thing is really jacking up, we definitely do see effects physically. One of the first things you'll feel typically is ringing in your ears. So that's a really good indication. Now, not to say that you can't get ringing in your ears outside of this, okay? I'm not saying that. If you have issues like that are ongoing, please go see your doctor. Don't ever ignore that. So, yeah. Anyway, okay. So, we'll go over to spaceweather.com. And what you're going to see here is just, no, not spaceweather.com, but Space Weather Prediction Center, NOAA. And here's the Geo1 storm, right? Now, notice that, look how fast we went in and out. I mean, it was boom, boom. Now, they didn't think we were going to, I don't think they expected this, okay? I didn't see it forecasted anywhere, not even close to this. So, then we're left to try to figure out why did that happen. There are things called stealth solar storms. This is not what happened here, I don't think, though. Okay, and again, I'll get into the reasons why in a second. But as far as our flaring, guys, we have dropped out big time. Since we had the big stuff a couple weeks ago, there hasn't been very many sunspots at least none that were very active on the front side of the sun facing us. So that's why our activity is kind of down low. Now here's NOAA's forecasting right here. Obviously they went in here and they changed this, but this is actually wrong. You see where they missed it? They're saying G1 at 0 to 300. That's this bar. So they were off on their forecasting there a little bit. Now, I didn't see the one for the 30th of November. I'm not sure if it was showing this. My guess is none of this was, when I looked at it yesterday, guys, I was seeing 1s, 2s, and 3s all the way across the board for all 3 forecasted days. So I know that this was not expected, at least judging by NOAA's forecasting. So, again, we'll get into why this happened, at least in my opinion. Now, here's your sunspots, guys. This is the one that's rotating off. And as this thing started to rotate off, guys, man, this thing really started, these sunspots started getting bigger. We had one sunspot that was kind of right here. It actually developed right here and kind of rotated through, and that's this one. Now, I can't really see the other sunspot over here anymore. I think it kind of decayed. There was 3 of them there. So, regardless, you can see the disc here. There's not much on it. Right? And I'm calling it a disc. It's not a disc. It's just what it looks like from our perspective. That's why they use that vocabulary. So, here's the end-low spiral for NOAA. What I want you to notice is that they are predicting some sort of a density hit here between the 3rd and 4th. So what that means is something probably either happened today or yesterday, and we're going to go take a look at that, okay? And whether this forecasting is going to be correct, we're going to have to wait and see. And again, we'll take a look at that here in just a minute. But I'll run this for you guys, and I'll just grab it. What you're going to see up here is density. This is velocity down here, kilometers per second. This is centimeters cubed, right? Or should I say it like this? Centimeters cubed. That's it's critical. It's very, very critical to come here and get your critical cubed updates. And for any future cubed updates, critically, come here and see that. Anyway, so I will take this right here, and you see what happened right here, right? Something blew off the sun. Got that right there, you see it? And that's what's going to be hitting us right when that uptick happens. Okay? So as we're moving on here, there's ACE data. That is just a dropout in data because that's an expected thing. We don't even look at that hardly anymore. We use Discover, at least here on my channel. Now, one thing I will notice here, that I am seeing another little small increase in the Aurora production here, even after the geomagnetic storm, which is not unusual, okay? Just so you guys understand. Now, I'm going to explain something about auroras here. When you see this is the night side of the planet. That means that this is facing the sun. So why are the auroras over here, right? Well, because the space weather itself, the way it comes into our system, actually kind of comes in from behind and from the side. And that's when it interacts with all the different molecules here in our atmosphere, oxygen, nitrogen, and other things, and they will produce different colors. And when it's producing the color, it's actually that, excuse me, it's that those atoms and those particles going back to their stable state. So they get excited, and once they calm down, during that calm down phase is when they produce this color. So, yeah. Now, I don't think I got any of that wrong. I mean, I studied that quite a bit. I guess I could have got some of it wrong. If I am, somebody please correct me, because I don't want to continue to do that. But that is how I understand it. Very basic anyway. Basic understanding. So, Discover data. BZ, angle of the magnetic field, you see that right here, right? -6 is what we look for. And this is when we got into storm level right here. Okay. If you look at the timestamp, you can see it. Now, as we're looking for this, hey, Tom, as we're looking at this, you can see how we're bouncing in and out -6. Because wherever this is purple, it's -6 or greater, right? And it is the angle of our magnetic field. It just helps things come in a lot easier. Hey, Becca. But as you can see, during that storm, little bit of one, you see a little uptick in everything, right? And that's just what you would expect, okay? So, here's the magnetopause models. This is the magnetic pressure. This is the one most people understand the most because everybody understands pressure, and it's being caused by magnetic activity. And you can definitely see this is a definite increase in what we typically see as ambient conditions. It does not mean that anything's going crazy or anything like that, because this really doesn't look all that crazy. I know it looks like a lot of red, and it is. It's a lot of pressure, but you can see how as we got hit, even right here by our planet, it's kind of oblong because it's getting compressed. And believe it or not, sometimes I think that when it pushes back is when we really, sometimes more of it gets in at that point. You can see how it kind of, even like a magnetic opening right there a little bit, or just isn't as strong. That's kind of typical right where the bow shock is, right? Because it's blocking a lot of that stuff and it's deflecting it. That's why you kind of sometimes see a little bit of a void here in the front. That's why. I used to think it was something else, but I don't anymore. That's definitely, I think, what's going on there. Now, density, see this? If people were to look at this, they would think our bow shock's almost gone. The bow shock didn't go away, guys. I get so... It does upset me a little bit because I've corrected this a lot. I'm not saying that our bow shock can't get pushed way back, all the way, but it can't go down. Okay, I hate it when somebody says the bow shock went down. In order for that to happen, solar wind would either have to cease to exist, or our magnetic field would have to cease to exist. Because the bow shock is simply that spot where the solar wind meets a magnetic field. What you're seeing here is, on both sides of the bow shock right here, it's the same density. That's all it's showing you. This is density. Notice you don't see that over here. Right? You see what I'm getting at? People will show people this thing right here and say, hey, the bow shock's down. No, it's not down. It just, and I know I'm probably splitting hairs and whatever, but it's important to get that kind of vocabulary correct. I used to get it wrong myself, guys. I'm serious. And I'm not saying whatever here. People have to, learn, but the people that don't learn are the ones that won't take criticism and really take it serious. And those are the people I would say stay away from. I don't name them, but, it's pretty critical, critical to know what the bow shock is. If you can understand how critical my voice is speaking here, it's pretty critical that you know that the bow shock did not go down. So if you ever need any kind of future critical looks at this magnetic field, maybe you could come over here and look at this critically. Anyway, this is the geomagnetic geoelectric field model. And what you're going to see here, guys, look, you're going to see a big uptick, okay? This is a space weather's effect on our electrical grid. And it's not often that we see these kinds of colors, okay? This is pretty intense just for a little bit, right? And I have been noticing that we have been taking a lot of activity right here. And I even mentioned it a couple weeks ago. Right? So, yeah. Now, it doesn't mean that people's power is going out or anything like that, because it's definitely not being caused by that. The power out. If you're experiencing power outage right now, it's not being caused by this little itty bitty geomagnetic storm. And it didn't stick around very long. Right? So that's what that is. And, you know, and again, guys, I'm showing you all the stuff I'm going to be showing you in my updates every day. Again, for people just coming in, it is going to be a 5 to 10 minute video every day, giving you a space weather update. And then I'll try to do some live streams, at least 1 or 2 a week, sometimes 3, unless something happens. Something happens, I'm coming on and telling you guys about it. Okay? Just so you know. Let's go here to SDO. Now, so where did that come from? Where did that, well, I guess the first thing we probably need to do is this. Hold on a minute. Let me see what happens there. Give me a second, guys. I'm sorry. Okay. Make sure everybody's still there. Yep, we're still there. So you're seeing a little what looks to be a CME, right? And this is NASA's in little spiral. So again, you can look at when it started, right around the 29th. So that's when it would have been blowing off the sun, whatever this is. Now, remember I say we got to look at all 3 different axes here, because you need all 3 of these points of view to see if it's going to hit Earth or not. If you were just to look at this one, the top-down version, what would you think? You would think that that thing's going to hit us dead on, wouldn't you? But it's not. Okay, so this is a side cut right here. You can see where it's pretty much going south of Earth, the majority of it. We're not taking it right on the head. But if you were looking at it here, you would think we were going to take a direct blow. So that's one of the reasons why we have to look at these things like that. And then you can come over here and check it out over here too. So you can see where this is going to probably graze us, or a sideways hit type of thing. Now, I'm not sure they haven't forecasted out to this yet. So I don't know if it's going to be, you know, geomagnetic storm worthy or not. And again, what blew off the sun there, I don't think, unless it's really, really high dense and higher dense than what they've got it forecasted as, I don't see it getting us too far into geomagnetic storm level, if we even get there. So this is a 304 over an SDO, and this is from our perspective. Satellite sits out in front of the Earth, looks at the sun, right? And it stays in the same spot all the time. So if it's over top of like the western half of the United States down through Mexico and South America, and it does like a figure 8 pattern, right? But it always stays there. It's rotating with the Earth. It's orbiting with the Earth. Well, not orbiting, I'm sorry. The satellite's orbiting with the rotational speed of the Earth at the same rate. That means that satellite stays in geosynchronistic orbit, which means it stays in the same spot in relation to the land masses and stuff below it. So it's out there from our perspective. It's looking at the sun always. So this is 304, and what that angstrom of light, and you're going to see a filament release down here. Okay? It kind of tried to do there a little bit, started destabilizing. You can see it happening, and it'll lift off here in a second. Right about there. See that? Now, I'm going to zoom in a little bit and just see, so you guys can get a better look at that. It's going to happen, and it's going to be right here. It's going to be like a little dark shadow that kind of looks like a whip. That's what these things do. These filaments bust off, and they do like a little whip action. So if we watch it, again, we'll watch it one more time, and then we'll move on. But it's this filament right here, I think. Right there. See that lift off? Notice the direction of it was more south than it was straight out. So I'm pointing that out because it was right in front of us, right? The Earth is basically, perspective-wise, right here. So with that blowing off right there, right in the middle, we would think it's going to come at us, but it's not. It's going south of us, the majority of it. At least that's what they're forecasting, okay? Now, again, you're seeing other little things happening around here. This is a really cool 304 to look at because, or this gas is what you're looking at. It shows up in the 304 angstrom of light, right? That's why they do this, so we can see the specific gases. We get to see more, right? But you can see how you got around the limbs, you can see stuff better because behind it's the darkness of space. This filament, the background of it was actually the sun itself, so it's kind of hard to pick that stuff up. Hey, Isaiah's granny. Becca, good to see you. All right, so that is where it came from. So whether it hits us more than what they think or less, it's to be seen, right? So yeah. So what's causing the geomagnetic storm right now? Well, spaceweather.com tells you exactly, most likely, what's going on here. So go give them some love over here at spaceweather.com. It's a CIR. Okay, basically what a CIR is a two areas of solar wind. One's moving faster than the other. It's the zone between there. It's like a, well, what do they call it here? It's a shock-like boundary zone in between those slow and faster moving solar wind. Yeah, ionized helium's a 304. Thanks, Rick. He's exactly right. Adriana, what's up? Adrian? I hope I'm saying your name there right. Adrian? Yeah, Adrian, I guess. Hey, Trish, what's up? Pamela's in the house. Okay, so basically that's what's causing our geomagnetic storm right now. We're getting hit with that boundary. And it's pretty obvious because they don't last long. You'll get a really, like I showed you over here with the geoelectric model, that really intense red colors and things didn't stay long, did it? About right there. What's the timestamp on it? Yeah, it's about the time it hit. So, yeah. See how long it lasted? Not very long. Thanks, Keith. Hey, Kinley, what's up? Bradley's in the house. So, yeah. So that's, that's a pretty good indication when things don't last very long and it's kind of a harder hit. What happens is sometimes that solar wind ahead of it will kind of destabilize our magnetic field, and then the boundary line will hit us. It's almost like a double tap, but not exactly. And that's why these CIRs will spark geomagnetic storms sometimes. That's the reason. So, yeah. Now, also, we are in the Andromeda's meteor shower. Excuse me, sorry guys. But yeah, so they were predicting quite a show here. I'm not exactly sure how much, but how many meteors you could expect tonight, fireballs type of thing. But check this out. Look at the fireball reports. I know it says 34, but notice how you're seeing these are the orbits of the meteorites. This is the Earth right in the middle. Okay, so you can see how they're coming from all directions, and that would be pretty typical with us passing through the tail of an old comet that left debris behind. That's what this is. Hey, Angelo, holding it down the Bronx for me, baby. That's right. So yeah, so there's that, guys. I mean, oh, one more thing, guys. We're gonna start talking about noctilucent clouds. You see this right here? That's the first noctilucent cloud I've seen all year, if that's what that is. These things are running late again. So, what does that point to? Well, it can point to a whole lot of things. What is a noctilucent cloud? Some people might not know. What that is it's water vapor that freezes around meteor dust that's in our upper atmosphere. So, you hear the word freezing and you automatically think, well, things need to be cold. No, that's, yes, right where it's freezing, but at the surface, this is the South Pole. Okay? They're in their summertime as the North Pole is going into winter. So what that does is it creates a little bit more vapor or moisture, however you want to say it, and it goes. And as it creeps up into the upper atmosphere, it cools off and freezes around meteor dust that's hanging around our poles. So, yeah. But as you're seeing this right here, that could be the first noctilucent cloud. And if you were to see them with your naked eye, or with a telescope or whatever you got, binoculars, whatever, they would look blue metallic in color. I've shown them before. They're pretty cool. It's pretty cool stuff. But we're going to start looking for some of that. And we'll report on that as we get more. But they are late again. Now here's your near-Earth objects. There you go. Not really much going on here. You're going to see an uptick of things that they missed because of this meteor shower. Okay? That's just what it is, guys. We're in a more dirty spot in our orbit. Hey, Flamin', what's going on? Hey, Carolyn. So, yeah. So that's what's cracking on that. If you see the LD, that means lunar distance. Distance between us and the moon. So when you see something say point whatever, like this one here, 0.4, this will happen today. That means it came inside half the distance to the moon. So it's actually closer to us than what the moon gets. Now, see how big it is? That's 5 meters in diameter. It's not very big. Typically, the ones that they miss are not big ones. Hey, Brandy. Hey, Badger. Oh, Badger, no. Near-Earth objects would not cause an earthquake. The only way that I could possibly see that being a secondary symptom of anything, it would be if it was big and it actually hit the surface or exploded right above the surface. Hence, then the explosion of what I just said would have caused the earthquake. So, a near-Earth object that doesn't get sucked into our atmosphere, no, they wouldn't have an effect on earthquakes, I wouldn't think. It's really hard to pinpoint anything from outside of our planet and say that this is causing earthquakes. There's a lot of different data there. And I'm a firm believer that yes, it does affect when and where and how many and everything else on earthquakes. It's hard to pinpoint which, and there hasn't been enough study on it yet. And and again, there's a lot of people out there that actually are pretty good at predicting this stuff. I mean, yeah, and we all know who they are. There's a bunch of them, and I'm not going to go naming them. Again, I waste too much time doing that anyway. But yeah, so just to reiterate, guys, I will be doing update videos in the morning. They're going to be between 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes. I'm going to try to keep it lower than that. And then I'll be doing some live streams throughout a week, throughout the week, maybe 1 or 2, and 3 or 4, whatever it takes if something's going on. So, yeah. So, that's exactly, I took a little bit extra time there because I haven't done a video in a while. So, I'm not going to go into the big in-depth description of what you're seeing here. I'm going to say, hey, the Schumann's doing this. It's doing that. Look out for tendinitis or ringing in your ears. I might say something like that. But then I'm going to move on to the next data point. Okay? The next observation or whatever we're showing. Now, if something happens, obviously, like I said, I'll include it into the video. And if I can get it under a certain amount of time, I'll leave it there. If not, I will just do a live stream or whatever. Back at you, Tab. Now, guys, I do have a question for you guys. Would you guys rather me do, well, I don't know. I thought about doing a 10-minute live stream and shut my chat off. Not like shut it off to you guys, but I'm not going to look at it, is what I'm saying. Because you guys know how squirrely I get. And just like I am now. Back at you, Pamela. So, yeah, I mean, and that's back at you, I say. Yeah, you too, Angelo. You guys are awesome, man. I can't even say it enough. And, and I have to thank anybody that's been over to the lifeboat. As a matter of fact, I'll take you guys over there real quick right now. Guys, we really do get a lot of that same kind of thing. That's why it's so important to me. Yeah, squirrels. Oh, goodness. But, yeah, it's a family, right? We built that here. And I got to say thank you to everybody that went over to the lifeboat and continued that same attitude and that same everything, because you guys have done me proud, I promise you. And anybody that hasn't been over here yet, guys, please go over here. Give it a shot. Check it out. We just did a live stream tonight, but you can see what's going, and the chat is where it's at. Okay? And the reason why I say it is because sometimes me and Tommy don't even really have to participate a whole lot. You guys are doing it for yourselves. It's like a big group setting for people that need help. Hey, Brandon, what's up, bud? Or for people that just want to learn. And again, guys, we do videos every morning also. Like this one. Okay? Let me just fast forward a little bit.
We didn't get the one from last week, but congratulations to Mr. Alan Ballantyne.
So, my role over here, just so everybody understands. Hey, Joanna, what's going on? Bubba News, what's up? I run pretty much the technical part of it. Okay? Tommy's the host, and he does such a great job, it's ridiculous. He's very good at public speaking, and I step in at the end so he can kind of look at the chat and stuff. But it's all focusing now around the people in the chat. We have a topic every live stream, and we do talk about that every live stream, but the real help that people are getting are from each other in the chat. And, I'm just proud to be able to have any part of this as far as facilitating somebody getting help. It really does. And thank you for everybody that's been over there. I know that I promote this a lot. It's because I believe in it really, 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 really intensely. Okay? So here's the link there in the chat for this particular video. So if you would just go over there, check out the video, check out the live stream we did today. All I'm asking is just for you guys to go check it out. If you don't like it, or if you don't think you'd be interested in something like that, then, you don't have to go back. I mean, I really do think that this is helping a lot of people. And if you yourself haven't had any kind of addiction issues or anything, most likely you know somebody that does, or a loved one that you want to try to help. So it's good to have that understanding, and you're going to have people there that are going through the same thing you are. And that's why it's so powerful. So please, guys, go check them out over here. But back to my channel, I just want to let you guys know that I can't tell you guys enough how much I appreciate you guys. If I was to fall off the face of the earth, this would be one of the things I would hold, hang my hat on, saying, man, I did something good there because of what you guys do. And the same thing goes for over at the lifeboat. It just really is. And I know it kind of might sound a little cliche or whatever, but it just is what it is. And we don't, like I said, we don't do negativity here. Mark Pires doesn't do negativity. That's why I sent you guys over there. I'm never going to send you guys to somebody that's negative. Never will happen. Back at you, Keith. So go check out Mark Pires also. And again, guys, you won't understand what this channel is actually doing unless you come over and watch. And again, we address the chat continuously. So there is a back and forth live. Okay? And we're working towards a call-in show. So hopefully that can happen. And, and I have to say this too. I got to say thanks to Marfugal, Adam and Dex over there, because their setup they got going on over there is awesome. And in a lot of ways, I'm trying to mimic what they got going on, because I think it's effective. And they've got it down to a science. Every time I've been on Adam's show, Marfugal, the people that come over here are great people. A lot of them are now over on the lifeboat, over on Pires channel. It's almost like a pyramid that starts up there, and Adam is humble enough to, promote some of the channels that are doing it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, he'll point them out. I mean, I'm not saying he's like financially promoting or anything like that. I'm just saying he will, push people over that direction because it's a good thing. And I can't tell you how much I'm appreciative of Adam for doing that for me. And again, there's, Adam's not the only one that's done that for me. It's been a lot of people, and I could sit here and talk all day. But for people that are, right now, please go check this out. And I'm not going to say it anymore right now, but this, unless something else happens, this is going to be my first 5-minute, 10-minute video. Okay, I'm not going to do a space weather update in like 2 or 3 hours unless something else happens. Okay, but I did want to give you guys a video. I haven't did it in a while, and I just want to make sure that you guys know that I'm not. I mean, there's reasons why I haven't been doing videos, and guys, I'm not. That's why I'm doing the update videos. Because when space weather gets slow, sometimes it's hard to find anything to talk about. And I don't want to just come on here and make a video just for the sake of making a video. That's why I've given myself a purpose with giving daily updates. That's a purpose. That's a goal, right? So that's what I'm trying to do. I may do some of those as live streams, those short ones, like I said. Or I may just do the upload thing. But if I do the live stream part of it, just know that live stream is only going to last 10, 15 minutes. So, yeah. Hey, Bernard. Yeah. So, yeah, guys. I think I probably will go ahead and end it here, guys. Yeah. So, go check out everybody. I always say, look at my description box. They'll definitely, I got the links and stuff there. Spaceweather.com. Go give them some love. Mark Pires, the Lifeboat. Don't be afraid to email me if you got any questions about any of these channels that I say, hey, this is a positive outlet. Go do it. This is something different over here. This is definitely very, very powerful. That's all I can say. I see people opening up in ways that I never thought they ever would. I mean, just pouring out stuff that's going on in their heart and everything else. It's a crazy thing. So, but anyway, guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. So, yeah. So God bless. Yahusha saves. Oh, one more thing. Go check out Matthew Shipley. Was he in here? Sorry if he's in here or not. His space is slow. I got your physics. Okay. Yeah, Rick's got some physics updates. I guess Rick must have a channel. I'm not sure if you do or... Yeah, the way you worded that, it kind of sounds like you do. But yeah. But go check out Matthew Shipley also, guys. He does a 24-hour feed with all the space weather stuff there. So, one more time, guys. We're going to do it, and we'll see you. So, God bless. Yahusha saves, and as always, you can drink this Kool-Aid.